I'm not here to poke holes in suspended disbelief.
Anyway, they see some weird shit. They decide to make a baby.
Thou merkin merchant.
Who gives a fuck?
I kind of just want to start calling you Damian Yells at School Boards.
Well, we really like it here. It's kind of nice, and it's not as cold as back home, and the soil is a lot better. So yeah, sure, I think we're gonna settle.
If I'm a peasant boy who grabs a sword out of a stone,
Yeah.
I'm able to open people up
Well, yeah.
anytime I hit them with it, right?
Yeah.
So my cleave landing will make me a cavalier.
Good day, sir. If Siskel thought it was empty-headed plebeian trash, he was probably really gonna groove on it.
Because cannibalism and murder. Pull back just a little bit and build walls to keep out the redheads. Authorial intent doesn't exist. Some people stand up to wipe their butts. Some people stay seated to wipe their butts. Like, it just... This is a geek history of time,
where we connect nerdery to the real world. My name is Ed Blaylock. I'm a world history and English teacher here in Northern California, about to start a new assignment, which I'm very, very excited about in the fall. And I just got back from a trip to, of all places, Florida last week. My in-laws were planning on having a family reunion in the summer of 2020.
Wow. Okay.
In Florida. That didn't go according to plan.
No.
And so it got pushed out by a year. And so we wound up going now after everybody in the family had the opportunity to get fully vaccinated. And because of the year-long delay, it meant that originally we had looked at it and said, well, our little boy's only 2. He's not going to remember anything about it. And it's really expensive, so there's not really any point to going to Disney World while we're there. Even though we're going to be in Orlando, we'll just, So we made plans to go to a restaurant outside the park where our plan at the time was we were going to have a character breakfast where Mickey and all the characters, come to the table, and he'd get to meet Mickey, and it'd blow his little mind. It'd be wonderful, Well, in the ensuing year, he got to be a year older. And we were able to save up the money to be able to afford to actually go to the Magic Kingdom. I was very disappointed to find out that Black Spire, Star Wars Land, and at Disney World is not attached to the Magic Kingdom. It's associated with a separate park that we'd have to pay even more money to get access to. And so the trip wasn't about me getting another lightsaber, even though it would be, a personal semi-religious experience going through that. And I've heard from actually your brother and his wife about going through and doing it. Apparently she was left in tears, and it was really an emotional experience.
Yes.
And that would be like the Hajj for me. But it was about our little boy. Funnily enough, my wife, who didn't identify as a nerd at all until we got married, wants to go to Star Wars Land when we go to Disneyland next, because they have a build your own droid.
Ooh.
And she wants to build her own BB-8 variant.
Nice.
So she's really excited about that. And of course, I need another bladed weapon to add to my collection because Gryffindor.
Lightsaber's not blade.
It acts like a blade. I mean, it
and yet,
functions
at no
like
part
one.
Does it have an edge? At no part, not even at the tip.
No.
It's all rounded.
Well, okay. No, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure the moment you hand one to Anakin fucking Skywalker, it's all edge, because he's a fucking edge lord. I mean, come on.
True.
Come on.
Well, I mean, all the Jedi
and Kylo
were
Ren, for God's sake. Well, constantly, yes. So anyway, we went to Disney World, went to the Magic Kingdom. My son got to ride on his first roller coaster. He went on the Goofy's Barnstormer. Okay. Which he was big enough to go on. It was a genuine roller coaster, a little, more gentle turns, didn't have any big craziness. And he went on it with his mom, which was not expected because she doesn't do roller coasters. This was gentle enough for her to do. And he came off of it absolutely fucking amped.
Nice.
Like, he came running down the ramp. I said, "How was it, dude?" "We went zoom." And it was amazing, and it was also a deeply painful experience because before I asked him a question, I'd picked him up, so I had him in my arms, and when he said, "We went zoom," he flailed all four limbs and caught me right in the nads.
Nice.
Which, defining dad moment right there. But the whole and he was a trooper. Like, it is really easy and kind of almost the mode for everybody to be cynical about going to Disneyland or Disney World. Like, well, you spend all this money and the kids are going to wind up having a meltdown because they get overtired.
Yeah.
And, it's all plastic and it's all fake and it's da-da-da. Here's the deal. Anybody wants to be a cynical edgelord about, Disney milking me for all the money that I spent on this trip, go ahead. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. It was amazing. And my son was absolutely entranced, like, consistently all day.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be a proud papa here. Never had a meltdown.
Nice.
Never. I mean, he was exhausted. We ran him so completely out of batteries that he took a 3-hour nap the following day.
Right.
We completely, we just ran him completely out of power. But he never threw a fit. He got a little whiny, a little fussy, a little clingy. His ability to listen got a little bit foggy.
Sure.
But that was the worst of it. That was as bad as it got. We had a great trip. His cousins who were there with us at the same time, they were very well behaved too. No, we had a great time.
Good.
And it was absolutely amazing. I got to take him on the teacups, but he wasn't really there. He fell asleep. So his mom was like, "No, I'm not going on the teacup. I can't handle
Spin around.
Spinning." Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Just, it's not going to be a thing. No, that if you're going to do that, you're going to do that. And don't spin it too fast while he's on there. I'm like, I won't. I'm not going to. But it had, the teacups have a very serious emotional meaning for me because it's one of the memories I have of Disneyland with my dad when I was little.
Okay.
So it was a big deal for me to take him on this trip.
Yeah.
So my wife hands him to me. I pick him up. And he's worn out. It was late in the afternoon.
Sure.
She walks around to the other side of the ride. We get in line. It's only like a 5-minute wait to get on the ride at that point.
Teacups.
And he passed out. he collapsed on my shoulder and turned into a space heater, which was not fun in the Orlando heat.
No.
But absolutely just like out. And we got to the front of the line. We got in the ride. I woke him up, sat him down.
Yep.
And his eyes were open, but he was not.
He wasn't there for it.
He was not there. There are a couple of photos his mom took of him, and he's not there. Okay. So we're gonna have to go do that next time we go to Disneyland, which for us here in California is comparatively local. But yeah. So that's my big news. Who are you? Who are you, and what have you been up to?
I'm Damian Harmony. I'm the other half of this show, and I am a Latin teacher up here in Northern California. Going to be a drama teacher soon. Trying to enjoy what I can of the summer and spend my time working out, which means I've been reading a lot more Star Wars books. Because when I work out, I usually use a recumbent bike. And I got a recumbent bike specifically because it's easier to read books on.
Okay.
And so I just read, and I'm saying this so that I can go back and find the episode to tell me what books to look at.
Oh, again. Right. Yeah.
So I just finished reading Traitor, which is an ode to existentialism.
I remember that conversation.
Yes. And it doesn't matter who you are. It's straight up history doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your ascribed role doesn't matter. What matters is what you choose and that you do it.
Yeah.
Right? That's the lesson that she's torturing him with. And then in the second, or not the second book, but in this next book, which is called Destiny's Way, there are several conversations between Luke Skywalker and a lot of people call her Vergere. I call her Vergera because Latin teacher. Her name is literally the verb for to turn, which because she keeps betraying people or turning people and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's a remarkably good, cogent analysis, and I thought of you specifically because it does. This is why I love the EU so much. It does in the EU what Lucas failed to do in the prequels and or the Trig, in that it actually gives a philosophical understanding to the Force and to the use thereof. And I think that's really helpful and really, really important, quite honestly.
Well, yeah.
And at that time, it was EU canon, which means you've got levels of canon. Because the movies supersede anything, but it was EU canon. And that was really neat because it's like, oh, they're finally tidying up certain things. So I really enjoyed that.
Okay, so here's a question. Sure. Having not read it, do you think what that book says about the philosophy of the Force and use of the Force, do you think that has bearing on what Filoni and everybody have done with Rebels and moving in the direction that the sequels have moved?
Good question, because Filoni and... No, I don't think it does. I honestly, I don't think it does, and here's why. I think that the books that absolutely influenced the sequels came later. Okay. Now, this book, as well as several before it, have already set the tone for, spoiler alert, Jason's turn. But which is essentially he is the proto Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
And his sister Jaina is the proto Rey.
Yeah.
That's all there. But this particular series was so panned by so many people because this is the 19-book series, the Yuuzhan Vong invasion series.
Right.
And very few people, like, I'm going to say people cut one way or the other, but like 90% of them cut in the direction of like, this is shit. We don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm that 10%. I loved it.
I had a very hard time with the originalism coming into Star Wars. If something
coming up with something so novel,
something so completely.
I'll push you back on that a little bit. Did the Ewoks have technology?
No.
And they took on the Empire?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not...
So now we've inverted the power of the Empire and the technological capabilities of the Ewoks.
Yeah.
So now the invading force is all-powerful.
Yeah.
And blind to the Force. They represent death.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they use... their technology is all biotech, basically.
Which is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
For a species that represents death. Like, they are symbolic of...
Well, they love slavery.
You
know, they love dominion and dominating other things.
Yeah.
So, and spoiler alert from a book 20 years ago, they're banished from the Force. That's why they show blank in the Force.
Oh, okay.
You never finished it, did you?
No.
Yeah, a lot of people...
Yeah, I didn't get... No, I didn't get anywhere near finishing it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And the thing is, my first exposure to the Yuuzhan Vong was not reading any of the novels. It was in role-playing game materials for that edition of the RPG.
Oh, okay.
And it struck me as being of a piece with the, 90s, everything dark, gritty,
Okay.
stuff that so for me tonally
Mm-hmm.
there was, well, okay, this is all, you're trying to come up with something new to throw into the universe
Right.
because you can't figure out how to work with what's already there,
Sure.
which bugged me on a narrative level. But then there was just the tonal nature of it of, well, look how grim and evil these guys are. And
Right,
they're so
right.
bad. Like, dude, okay, no. You don't need to outdo Darth Vader. Like,
Right.
you don't need to come up with a worse dragon than Vader.
Right. Right.
And I felt like that's what they were reaching for.
Okay.
And so to me, that was the turnoff.
Okay. That's fair.
And so, also there's just something about, the scarification they did with, cutting off their noses.
Yeah. Yeah.
That visual, like on the cover of the books,
Mm-hmm.
just viscerally was like, sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Gotcha.
So there was a squeamishness factor involved too. I gotta admit. So yeah.
Okay. No, I find them fascinating. I don't think they're given nearly enough depth as characters. There's a few that get them. The authors all obviously loved Nama Noor. And I mean, there's plenty of problems with the series. But also, what a fetish I have for things that existed before, during, and after 9/11.
This is true, and that would be one of those things.
Is
yes.
absolutely
being
that.
19 books long.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so it's very interesting to track that change.
Yeah.
And also this series is coming out while the prequels are coming out.
Oh,
and that's
okay. And so the reverb.
There's a reverb.
Okay.
Yes. Really good word for it. Yeah. So anyway, yes, I'm working out more. Not that anybody can tell yet, especially on the podcast. But I'm working out more, which means I'm burning through these books a lot quicker. I actually looking at it now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books away from finishing
Nice.
the series.
Very cool.
So yeah.
All
Anyway,
right.
that's we spent 16 minutes updating people.
Oh yeah.
Things that we love.
Yeah.
So I want to hear more, so much more, about a desert-based economic analysis of 1960s sci-fi. If only there were a podcast that could deliver such a thing.
That you could go to for that.
Yes.
Well, it's a good thing you're sitting across the table from me right now, because guess what I have for you?
We could fit so much sand in this baby.
This bitch. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I hate sand. It gets everywhere. So
I love, by the way, that the Anakin Padme meme is getting so popular. All of a sudden. That's great. So, anyway.
in one of my 40K communities, I don't remember the back and forth on it, but the punchline is, you're gonna paint these models, right? It was something like, I just bought a new box of Primaris Blade Guard. Great, and you're gonna paint him next, right? You're gonna paint him next, right?
Right.
Like, you can apply it to so many things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So when we left off, I had finished explaining the noble houses and the lance rod.
Yes.
And the relationship between the narrative relationship between House Atreides and House Harkonnen. Okay. The two main noble houses that we're introduced to. Now, it's important to note, I haven't said very much about the Emperor here.
Sure.
The Emperor by himself is kind of one of the three pillars that Gaius Helen Mohiam talked about in her, wonderfully fluid and not at all stilted, ham-handed speech about the structure of society.
See, I'm okay with the Mother Superior of, like, the Order of Murder Nuns talking like that always.
I love murder nuns.
Yes.
I'm going to have to remember that, and I'm going to appropriate that for how I refer to Sisters of Battle in 40K forever.
Okay, murder nuns.
Not.
Oh, what god do they worship?
The Emperor of Humanity.
Okay.
The God Emperor of Man.
Okay. What?
Who
gods-
else would they worship, heretic?
I fucking know.
Let me.
Okay.
Okay.
So what
No.
other gods
You
are there
sat
that they would-
across
Yeah,
from me
I did.
often enough.
To focus on.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What other
So-
gods?
Yeah. What other gods would they fight against?
Are you in 40K?
Yes.
The gods of chaos.
Okay. So
Khorne.
Khorne and
On his brazen throne,
uh-huh.
god of war.
Yeah.
Nurgle, god of disease and pestilence.
Okay.
Actually named for a Mesopotamian demon or deity.
Okay. Okay.
Slanesh, referred to as the Prince of Pleasure, often pointedly a they figure because of his hermaphroditic nature.
Okay.
And Tzeentch, changer of ways, god of magic and cunning and scheming and wheels within wheels.
Okay. When you take on somebody whose characters worship those gods, you need to sing "How do you solve a problem
Like Maria.
but fill in the god's
Nice.
name. Like
How do you solve a
Zench.
problem like the...
Or like just use a different.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
do you solve a problem like the Nurgle?
How do you solve a problem like chaos?
Yeah. How do you grab Khorne down from his throne?
Yeah.
You know,
With bolter shells and righteous faith in the God Emperor of mankind!
a flibbity gibbet, a clown.
Sound of chain swords in the background.
Slice every marine. You know.
I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, but murder nuns.
Murder
I
nuns
gotta
speaking
go.
in vaulted language.
Yeah.
Which I'm totally cool with.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've the last aspect of Herbert's world building that is, I think, really important to highlight specifically before we get into the larger scale, like philosophical, discussion of work, is the natives of Dune.
Okay.
Now, the natives of Dune,
These are the Fremen.
yes.
Okay, okay.
And what's important to note is they are referred to by everybody in the book. They're the natives of Dune. Like they are the people who live in the desert. They are analogous to the Bedouin, and we're going to get into that relationship in a minute. They are the primitive natives, living basically in the wilderness. They're talking about the tropes that we're looking at with them. What's important to note is they are not natives, because nobody's native to Dune. They're humans. They're originally from Earth.
Yeah.
They are themselves colonists, but they've been living on the planet longer than anybody else.
Sure.
Like continuously
Right.
on the planet longer than anybody else has. And so they're, again, Fremen.
So
And-
they're Boers.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, because the Boers, there were other people already there.
Yeah.
The Boers were a colonizing force against an already native population. When the Fremen arrived on Arrakis, there were no other humans there. There
Okay.
are no aliens in the Dune universe.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
okay.
yeah.
Empty places.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And so the Fremen, which by the way is a contraction of free men,
Right.
they are descended from Zen Sunni wanderers. Now, when I get to talking about religion as a theme, we're going to touch again on Zen Sunni.
I would hope so. Yeah.
But so they're descended from Zen Sunni wanderers.
God, that sounds like a combo that wouldn't work, but at the same time totally
It
would.
really could.
Yeah, like it's like if you take Ruffles and put them in creamy peanut butter. Like,
yeah,
like that sounds terrible.
Should be awful, but
But
Yeah.
I like it. I like the idea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
that whole thing on TikTok about mustard on watermelon.
Oh, have you tried that?
I haven't tried it,
Okay.
but like everybody I've actually spoken to who has tried it was like, yeah, no, it actually works.
Is it
Like
just
it
'cause
might
it's
not be
salty?
their favorite thing,
Right,
but
right.
I think the salty is a big part of it. But
Okay.
I mean, not having tried it myself, I don't know.
Sure. Because my stepmom always pours salt on watermelon, and it
Oh,
makes
yeah.
it way sweeter.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like salt on chocolate. Like if you do salted chocolate or salted caramel.
Yeah.
I was deeply suspicious. Skeptical is the word I'm looking for. I was deeply skeptical about salted chocolate until I tried it, and I was like, okay, I get this now.
Yep. Yep.
So anyway, the Fremen are Zensuni, who were kidnapped generations before the events of the novel, and were forcibly resettled onto Arrakis as
Okay.
a source of labor, as a population on the planet.
Right. Right.
Okay, and I need to find another passage here. I promise it won't be as long as the one
It was Baron Harkonnen.
as Baron Harkonnen's thing monologue. But so to give you an understanding of the history we're talking about here,
Okay.
there's a conversation going on between the Lady Jessica, her son's consort Chani, and a couple of other women in the Fremen Sitch, where Paul has now become a war leader among the Fremen after
Right.
fleeing into the desert.
Oh, wow. How messianic.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, Dune Messiah is the title of
Oh, for
one of the
fuck's
other
sake. Okay.
of one of the other novels in the series. So,
Yeah.
no. Remember what you said about there's no nuance here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Jessica has become a Reverend Mother, meaning she has essentially been elevated to the pinnacle of what her training will allow her to be as a Bene Gesserit.
Okay.
She is effectively psychic. It's
Right,
described
right.
in a way that it's not quite like ESP
She
or
reads.
whatever.
Yeah. She reads body language and
but
facial tics.
but
and
now
all that, yeah.
beyond that, she's able. She has expanded her consciousness
Okay.
to an extent to be able to go into ancestral memory.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the bit about, because I talked about the Kwisatz Haderach before,
Right.
that the Bene Gesserit Reverend Mothers can go back into ancestral memory, but only down the female line.
Right. And that's
And
the
the
whole thing about
Kwisatz
Paul.
Haderach is going to
Yeah.
be able to go down into male
Right.
ancestral memory as well. Okay, so she is now at that level. In the process of her becoming a Reverend Mother, the daughter who was in her womb at the time is Paul's younger sister, Aliyah, who is now 3 or 4 years old, if I'm remembering, and able to speak almost like an adult, and went through the same transformation at the same time, and so is weird in that and eldritch and kind of strange. So anyway, they're having a conversation about the fact that the people of the Sitch are weirded out by Aliyah and other stuff that's going on that I won't get into. And in the middle of all this, there is a celebration is the wrong word. There's a commemoration that happens in the middle of all this happening.
Okay.
And so she broke off. Aliyah is in the middle of a statement to somebody else. She broke off, tipping her head to listen. Hara, one of the other women in the room, rocked back on her heels against the sitting cushion, stared at Aliyah, bringing her attention then up to Jessica's face. "Didn't you suspect?" Jessica asked. "Shh," Aliyah said. A distant, rhythmic chanting came to them through the hangings that separated them from the Sitch corridors. It grew louder, carrying distinct sounds now. "Ya! Ya! Yom! Ya! Ya! Yom! Muzain Walla! Ya! Ya! Yom! Muzain Walla!" The chanters passed the outer entrance, and their voices boomed through to the inner apartments. Slowly, the sound receded. When the sound had dimmed sufficiently, Jessica began the ritual, the sadness in her voice. It was Ramadan and April on Bela Tegeusi. My family sat in their pool courtyard, Hara said, in air bathed by the moisture that arose from the spray of a fountain. There was a tree of portugals, round and deep in color, near at hand. There was a basket with mishmish and baklava and mugs of Liban, all manner of good things to eat. In our gardens and in our flocks there was peace, peace in all the land. Life was full with happiness until the raiders came, Alia said. Blood ran cold at the scream of friends, Jessica said, and she felt the memories rushing through her out of all those other pasts she shared. La, 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 the women cried, said Hara. The raiders came through the mushtamal, rushing at us with their knives dripping red from the lives of our men, Jessica said. Silence came over the three of them, as it was in all the apartments of the sietch. The silence while they remembered and kept their grief thus fresh. Presently, Hara uttered the ritual ending of the ceremony, giving the words a harshness that Jessica had never before heard in them. We will never forgive, and we will never forget, Hara said. In the thoughtful quiet that followed her words, they heard a muttering of people, the swish of many robes. Jessica sensed someone standing beyond the hangings that shielded her chamber. So, there is a very definite, very specific real-world history attached to this, attached to the Fremen. There is a very specific memory in Jessica's transformation into a Reverend Mother. One of the memories that comes literally wailing at her out of ancestral memory is the cry, "They denied us the Hajj."
Gotcha.
Okay. And so the Fremen are the descendants of essentially an enslaved population, a group of people who have been persecuted, who have been driven to this planet, who have fled.
Right.
Like they got transported to Arrakis and they said, fuck you, we're going in the desert where you can't follow us.
Right.
They have learned how to survive in this incredibly harsh environment. And they have a dream of turning Arrakis into a livable planet.
Okay.
To them, a paradise where there will be green growing things and there will be standing water on the surface of the planet. And this dream is one that was given to them by a character I haven't even mentioned yet, the Imperial planetologist Kynes.
Okay.
Who is an important figure at the beginning of the book, winds up dying shortly after the Atreides get overthrown by the Harkonnen. He's also the father. Well, there is the elder Kynes, who was the first one to say, we can turn this planet we can change the ecology of this planet. We can make it into a livable world. His son took over from him. His son is the Kynes that we actually meet in the novel. And Kynes' daughter is Chani, who winds up becoming Paul's concubine, partner. Okay.
Okay.
In fact, wife, but
Right.
And so everybody discounts them, literally undercounts them. Like the estimates that everybody has of how many people can be out in the desert. Like one of the things that Thufir Hawat points out early in the book is
they travel single file to hide
their numbers. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But Hawat literally says, no, based on the number of them we've seen coming into towns, everybody's calculations of how many of them there are off by more than one order of magnitude. So they're undercounted, and the Harkonnen attitude toward them is they're desert rats. They're pests. They treat them like vermin.
Sure.
But Leto Atreides, again, going into Arrakis, seeing that it's a trap, knowing the Emperor has it in for me, Harkonnen definitely has it in for me, this is not what it looks like. He sees an opportunity because there are more of them than everybody thinks. They've figured out how to survive in this harsh environment. If we can make them ours. If we can
Get them
bring
to love us.
if we can get them to love us,
Earn their respect in some sort of ritualized combat, I assume.
well, that's not a detail that Leto ever mentions.
But that's what's going to happen.
Something comes
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
in the story because that's the trope for
Yeah.
this kind of tale. And so he sees Leto and Thufir Hawat see that they could become a force like the Sardaukar, the Emperor's feared terror troops. I mentioned them back, I think, in first episode. We talked about. And nobody talks about the planet the Sardaukar are from, or how the Sardaukar get trained, or any of that kind of stuff. It's a closely guarded secret.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Thufir Hawat, the Mentat, has done some thinking about it and has figured something out.
Okay.
The Sardaukar are from a hell world.
Mm-hmm.
And, the Emperor's prison planet is the hell world the Sardaukar actually come from.
Okay.
They are told, you're tougher than everybody else. You're better than everybody else. You know how to survive in this environment. You are the elite of the elite, and I am going to get you out of this place, and I am going to send you out into a galaxy you're going to dominate, and everybody's going to fear you, and it is through me that you will get all of this. And so the Sardaukar are fanatically loyal.
Okay.
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 And that is what Leto thinks. If we can get this, then this isn't going to be a trap for us. We'll have our own thing that we can use to turn the trap around. Okay. And so it's a double source of potential power: control of the spice, which everybody needs and is a source of incredible wealth, and super troops. Okay. Super soldiers.
Right.
And so in addition to that, the Bene Gesserit have a specific arm of the sisterhood called the Missionaria Protectiva.
Okay.
Who travel all across the galaxy and amongst their words, primitive, superstitious populations, they set themselves up within those populations and they introduce prophecies in a can.
Okay.
That Bene Gesserit operatives are trained to know, recognize, this is prophecy 3. I'm simplifying, but I'm hearing these people reciting this religious passage. I know they're looking for this response.
Right.
And being able to then step into the
so
role of the prophesied, people as a way of getting help and support and
so this is a way to set yourself up as the Mahdi come lately, basically.
I love how you use the word Mahdi.
Oh.
Because that's literally on the day that Paul and his father and his mother arrive in Arakeen City. As they are riding through the streets, people see Paul and see his mother, a Reverend Mother, which is part of the prophecy.
Sure.
And they immediately start shouting, Mahdi, Mahdi.
And then they throw rocks at him and stone him off his ass.
No,
different Paul.
Different Paul.
Okay,
different
fair.
Paul.
Yeah.
And different source for the getting knocked off his
good point.
off his donkey onto his ass.
Yes.
From
ass to ass.
Yeah, ass to ass. Yeah.
So back to now we're talking about Requiem for a Dream.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that too. So
making ends meet.
I like it. So no, I don't. I really don't. But
no one should.
No one. Yeah.
Okay.
So and of course the name he winds up taking when he joins the Fremen is Muad'Dib,
right? Okay.
Which Mahdi.
Yeah.
Now,
and I remember in the movie, my name is a killing name.
Yeah, my name. Okay. So, quick segue.
Sure.
The weirding way, as it's used in the book when he talks about the weirding way of combat, that isn't the weird voice amplifier thing. My name is a killing. No. That was a way to take the concept and translate it into a Lynchian visual kind of thing. What Jessica agrees to teach the Fremen when they first get rescued by Stilgar and his people when they're on the run from Harkonnen, Jessica says, I will teach your people the weirding way of combat, which is the prana bindu. I know how to control every muscle of my body. I have superhuman control of.
I could give you a 1-inch punch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could, yeah,
Gotcha.
That's
5-finger death touch.
Yeah.
That kind of
that's
shit. Okay.
that's the weirding way as it is in the book.
Okay. But
Paul and they see immediately that Paul has been trained in it too,
Okay.
which, by the way, turns out to be another key note in the prophecy that's
prophecy
been
number
left.
6.
Yeah, you know.
The infectious prophecy.
Yeah, and so so Paul winds up being rescued by the Fremen after his father is killed by Harkonnen.
Oh, okay.
And his army is destroyed by Harkonnen. He and his mother flee to join the Fremen
Because you need
because
that in your
the
story.
way has been paved for them already.
Right.
Now here's the thing, though. Over the course of the novel, as the reader, you know that the Missionaria Protectiva showed up ahead of time and seeded the prophecy. But Paul, on the night that his father dies, Paul has an expansion of consciousness event.
He does mushrooms.
Triggered by the spice. So yeah, sort of.
Which you'd mentioned in episode 1 of this.
Yeah.
Was
the spice in all the food he's been eating for days, the exposure to the stresses of everything he's been through and everything else, force him into being a mentat. Like, he finds out.
a mentat.
Remember Thufir Hawat, mentats, human computers.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
In the first few pages of the book, we find out that, from a very young age, Thufir looked at him and said, he has the traits that could make him a mentat. His father went, well, okay, if he's going to be a duke, being able to do what a mentat can do is an amazing tool.
Cool. Okay.
So he gets told by his father at some point in the training of a mentat, you need to be made aware of the fact that the training has been happening, and you have to make the choice about whether or not you're going to continue.
Okay. Sounds like taking your first confirmation or something.
Kind
like
of.
that, yeah.
There are some parallels there. And so Paul does the calculations.
Natch, yeah.
And says, yes, I want to continue.
Carry on,
I want to continue the training. And then has this series of experiences and the infusion of spice into his diet, which basically flings him into full-blown mentat status.
Terran Genesis for Dune.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Good. Again, also good analogy. and he sees multiple. He literally finds himself having to find a way to anchor himself in time, because his consciousness is moving.
He's expanded his
along.
consciousness out, and now he sees all the possibilities of all the things.
And he can trace all of the future timelines going forward.
Right.
And in the same moment, he finds that he cannot access his own emotions in order to mourn his father. And so there's this multiple page passage about this experience he has. And the thing is, once he taps into that precognition, you as the reader start to wonder, okay, yes, this prophecy was left here as a tool.
Right.
And we've been told it was left here as a tool, but one of the things that Herbert is trying to say something about is destiny and fate and the mass consciousness of humanity.
Okay.
And it starts to be a question about how much of this prophecy is just hokum and how much of it really is actually prophecy.
Right.
The phrase terrible purpose comes up throughout the book. Paul has this sense of terrible purpose. From the beginning of the book, he has this sense of being fated.
Okay.
This kind of fatalistic, I know that there is something pressing on me. Once he awakens to his precognitive potential, he realizes it is the human urge toward the survival of the species.
Okay.
That is pushing on him, and there's stuff about genetics and sex and all of that kind of stuff.
You're a middle
that's
school
tied,
teacher. This sounds
you
like
know.
Terrible Purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah. So, and so the going amongst the Fremen with this prophecy, it winds up becoming a theme that we're like, okay, we know that part of this prophecy is Herbert telling us something about religion and about organized religion as a tool.
Right.
At the same time, he's also talking to us about the philosophical idea of fate.
Do you think he's just kind of he's got big ideas? He's trying to make a big point about religion, and he's still stuck in the tropes of, well, when we write these things, we have to write about fate.
No.
Okay.
No. There are plenty of tropes that he falls into just because it was the shape of the genre and it was the era and all that kind of stuff. And I'll talk about that for sure. But I don't all of the ones that have anything to do with philosophy or politics or religion, he was very conscious of.
Okay.
Like, I mean, in my analysis, anyway.
Sure, yeah.
Somebody else could go like, nah, it was a fucking hack.
Right.
You know.
Okay, so he goes through Dune World's Terran Genesis.
Yeah.
Becomes does he accept his role as the Mahdi?
He the thing is, he tries to fight against it because he sees that it's inevitably going to lead to jihad.
Specifically that word.
Okay. And he gradually, over the course of the remainder of the novel,
this is his coming of age.
Yeah. He realizes as time goes on, there are fewer and fewer paths available to him to prevent the jihad.
So you might as well get out in front of it at some point.
And the second novel actually starts with, no, he's been the emperor for 10 years or something.
Oh.
In the second book
Spoiler.
he's been,
okay.
And the jihad has happened.
Okay.
And is still happening. And he can only try to direct it or ride it to
So when he becomes emperor, this is his uneasy alliance.
Yes.
Is the force of jihad.
Yeah.
As opposed to the force of avarice amongst nobles.
Yes.
Purity of ideology compared to
fanaticism.
Well, I'm actually going to go back to purity of ideology.
Okay.
Compared to total lack of ideology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of the things
a fanatic would consider their ideology pure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
One of the things I didn't get into talking about with the noble houses, part of his calculation in the climax of the first book, to get back to the first book.
The climax of the first book involves him doing math.
No.
Okay.
No. You remember in the movie?
Yeah.
We have worm sign, the likes of which God has never seen.
I'll pretend that I remember that line.
All right.
I remember he was standing on top of a worm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the capital of Arrakis, which at that point is controlled by the Harkonnens,
right,
and the Emperor and all of the noble houses of the Landsraad have shown up.
Does the Emperor basically stay out of it when Harkonnen kills Paul's dad?
It's an interesting kind of again talking about knife edges and balances of power.
Right.
What's interesting about it is when Leto dies shortly, and one of the things that Harkonnen says is, I need somebody in here right now to clean all of this up, because Leto is a threat to the Emperor, but he is still the Emperor's cousin.
Right.
And he is a duke of a noble house.
Right.
And so the Emperor has apparently given Vladimir Harkonnen very specific instructions. He needs to die quickly and in a way befitting, an honorable cousin of the Emperor.
Sure.
Like, no, ruthlessness is ruthlessness.
Yeah.
He's got to go, but his dignity has to be kept intact.
Sure. Okay.
And his dignity is not kept intact. He's abused before he dies
because Harkonnen realizes I'm the tiger. that he's holding the tail of.
Yeah.
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 What are you going to do now?
Well, no.
No?
Harkonnen immediately says, clean all of this up.
Oh, okay.
Because the Sardaukar commander shows
Okay.
up and says, I want to see the body right fucking now.
Oh, okay.
I have orders from the Emperor, and you're gonna bring him out here,
Okay.
or I'm gonna rip everybody in this room a new one.
Okay.
And because we're in this, because of the nature of the deal that got struck, you don't have anybody to go to. If I kill you right fucking now,
Gotcha. We've basically just rebalanced the
we've
scales.
we've rebalanced the scales.
Right. And
You
everybody's
know-
kind of down for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
anyway, he's on top of the giant worm, and he says a really cool thing.
Well, he asks in the movie. He asks Gurney, do we have worm sign? And Gurney responds, "We have worm sign, the likes of which God has never seen." Or no, it's Stilgar he asks that of. But anyway, it's a great moment in the film. But what needs to happen? The city of Arakeen is located in a sheltered place. Mm-hmm. Basically, there's a range of large rocky hills or low rocky mountains
Sure.
that create a basin. The book gets into a lot of geography that essentially shelters the city from the worst of the massive sandstorms that the planet can throw.
Okay.
Well, in order to get his army up to where the Emperor is, Paul uses his family's atomics, which were hidden away in a safe place before the Harkonnen took over. He has those retrieved and uses nuclear weapons to blow up the hills to let the full force of the storm hit for his men, who are Fremen at this point, who know how to deal with that,
right?
To ride in on sandworms, take everybody by surprise, and wreck shit.
Okay.
And catch everybody with their pants down. Now the thing is, there's a back and forth between him and Gurney Halleck. Gurney says, I don't like using the atomics. All of the other houses of the Landsrad are up there. This is going to turn them on us. This is against the Great Convention. Okay, because we have an agreement. You don't use nukes against people.
Okay.
Paul says, I'm not using them against people. I'm using them to blow a hole in the mountains.
Right.
That's a really fine line. It's fine enough for the hair splitters who are going to be in orbit above us.
There are acts of genocide, not genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they don't have a motive to take action, they're going to want a reason not to take action.
Right.
Okay. And when I have revealed to everybody what exactly the Emperor did, they're not going to care that I used the House Atomics, because they're going to see that he could do it to any of them.
Right.
Right. So it's that inertia of the noble houses and that institutional
we want status quo.
That institutional, I'm a moderate.
Yeah. Well, this reminds me of the 5 families in The Godfather.
Yes.
Very
much. Yeah, that's a good analogy. So he uses nuclear weapons to blow up a mountain range. The Emperor calls him on it when they have their meeting finally. The Emperor says, "You violated the Great Convention." He says, "I didn't violate the Great Convention. I blew up mountains. I didn't kill people."
Right.
Besides which, everybody knows the Great Convention is a threat to keep people in line. If anybody could get away with using nukes, they would.
Okay.
And we all know it. Just lays it all completely bare.
Okay.
And then he turns around and with his new, desert army, he turns to the guild and says, "You're going to send a message to all the ships that are up in orbit right now." The guild representative gets all huffy. It says, "You don't give the guild orders." He says, No. You two are low-ranking guild navigators. So you can see the future. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
He says, "Listen to what I'm telling you, and you know it's true. If you don't, if you don't do what I tell you to do right now, I will destroy the spice forever."
Okay.
And it's a great moment.
Because to destroy a thing is to control a thing.
Yes, and both of them, their tone immediately changes because they realize, oh no, we can see the timelines. And there are multiple timelines in which we don't see anything anymore.
Right.
Okay, no, and they immediately turn
Right
around
on.
and go to the
Yeah.
radio, and the Emperor is shouting at him, and he's like, no, you're not, no, look at me.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to
I am
me.
the captain
I'm
now.
the Emperor now.
Yeah.
And so it is through that balancing of forces and through the Fremen that he winds up bringing about the culmination of the very simple revenge story
Right.
that lies at the heart of the plot.
Right.
And it's also through the Fremen that we get a lot of the exploration of religion and ecology.
Right.
And it's within the context of joining the Fremen and living amongst the Fremen and becoming their leader that we get a lot of the post-humanism and we get a lot of the psychedelia
Right.
and expansion of consciousness, which is another way of saying psychedelia. So that is the crucial kind of elements of the world building.
Okay.
And so from there we can talk about themes
Sure.
as they get brought up and the tropes that get thrown around,
Right.
and then talk about Dune's role within the canon of science fiction.
Okay.
And so I think the first theme I want to touch on, because I can do it kind of quickly because we're getting close to what would normally be the end of our time. I want to begin here, and if we need to, we can carry this over.
Yeah.
Now we can just kind of discuss this stuff. But colonialism is obviously a huge thing within
And
this story.
Colonialism in the context of this is an empire that is dying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or the
Or
way
decaying.
decaying, stagnant.
Yeah.
Herbert makes a really big point about Paul's terrible purpose is that humanity has what Paul discovers is humanity has become stagnant. The same House Carino has held the throne for 1,000 years. And so the Zeitgeist, the human gestalt consciousness, has this urge to mingle genes. And it's been pent up and it's been trapped in this, house of cards structure.
Right.
And so there are all of these pressures building toward this violent bloodletting spasm of jihad, which is going to send vitality in this force of the Fremen,
Oh, wow.
coursing through the cosmos in this huge religious war that's going to lead to intermingling of bloodlines and
A cataclysmic creation,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's easy for us to look at the historical context in which it was written and see an empire that's falling apart. Herbert either might have thought that was too on the nose, or it might not have lined up with what he wanted to talk about.
Do you think he was calling out détente?
He might have been.
You know?
I don't. As you've already noted, he never saw an anvil he didn't like.
Right, right.
And there isn't any overt, like, well, the Harkonnen have everything over here and we have everything over here and we can't really do anything and we're stuck.
Right, right.
There's, I would expect him to be more on the nose if he was going after détente.
It sounds like he's saying, look, there was a long-ass détente, and now we're to the point in the story where shit's moving.
Could be.
Either that or he's a fan of ancient Rome. Because
yeah.
you
talk about empire. That's
it's the
where
Western
where you're gonna,
model.
That's the Western template for that. And so,
of course, I never really thought of the Roman Empire as having any long peace, but that's because I always look at the provinces.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a Roman, you might just look at Rome. You see, I even there, I'm like, no, because there's only like I mean, literally, there are only 5 good emperors. That's why they're called that. And then Augustus.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody else pretty much. I'm gonna say Claudius is cool, but like he also killed off all the druids, so he's a shit.
Well,
but,
yeah.
and Augustus was a dick too. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, they're all. I mean,
Yeah.
they're emperors,
But,
it's like
like,
there's no way around that.
most of your emperors died of not so natural causes,
Yeah,
and Claudius doesn't.
it's
get
one of the
counted.
themes in my
Yeah.
7th grade class. Is
Yeah.
the best way to become emperor was kill the last guy who was emperor.
Yeah.
or
No
one
retirement
of the
plan,
most
though.
one of the most common ones.
Yeah.
There is no retirement.
Well,
plan
there
for the
was
emperor.
one who retired, and he retired to grow cabbages. And when they came to him, I believe it was Domitian, they came to him, they're like, hey, we need you to kind of come back and take up the reins. He's like, are you kidding? Have you seen these cabbages? And he says no.
Well, yeah,
Because cabbages.
he won.
Yeah.
He won.
He's
the
like, no.
only way to win was to get out of the fucking game.
Right.
No.
Cabbage.
No.
Yeah.
No. I got a house.
Yeah.
I got a view.
Yeah.
I got
Cabbage.
cabbages.
Yes.
I don't have to deal
Right.
with worrying about whether one of my own bodyguards is going to
Sure.
stab me in the back, whether my nephew is going to have me poisoned. No,
Right.
I'm done. I
Right.
did not. I successfully became a non-entity.
Yes.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
how valuable that is? No, of course you can't. You're standing here in front of me in
Begging me to
centurion's
jump back in.
regalia,
Yes.
begging me to jump. You're a moron.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I have cabbages.
No, I
to
have
attend to.
cabbages.
Yeah.
Screw off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cabbages notwithstanding.
Yes.
This seems very much like he's in love with Rome, with just the backbiting and stuff like that.
Oh,
of,
yeah.
of 2 noble families, blah
Oh,
blah
yeah,
blah.
oh, yeah.
You know, and the shifting alliances and an emperor.
And I'd be
who-
interested. I
yeah.
haven't done enough meaningful reading on the Byzantines, but
Yeah, that's past my
I'd
time
like
too.
to. Yeah, I'd like to see, like, if I get the opportunity to do some more looking into, you know, those, because that's what my understanding is, the I don't know if aesthetic is the right word, but the vibe that one gets out of reading about the court of the Padishah emperor is that it's more Eastern Empire.
Yeah.
In the no. We all have armies at our beck and call, but using those is, I mean, not only clumsy and unwieldy, it's just kind of déclassé.
Gauche. Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're gonna do this politically. This is all gonna be war of, you know, diplomatic maneuver and
Right.
politics and money, and, you know, and when it comes to it, knives in the dark.
Yeah.
You know, rather than, you know, okay,
Giant armies.
No,
Yeah.
Milvian Bridge, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, that like, come on.
Right,
That's
right.
That's clown shoes. Why,
Yeah.
you know. And so, yeah.
Okay.
That's my feel
Sure.
on that.
Sure.
Also, there's the pervasive Orientalism involved in this,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
ties in with Byzantine a bit more
Absolutely.
than Western Empire.
Although I would say that some have laid, and I don't think necessarily correctly, the decline of Rome at the feet of Christianity becoming a state religion, and that did come out of the East from
Yes.
desert dwelling.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
It feels
Just saying.
stretchy. It feels like a
It
stretch.
feels stretchy.
But it's got like, it's like, oh, you put mango in this salsa. It's
Yeah,
got that
yeah,
kind of feel to it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I'm tasting mango. Okay.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
all right, yeah.
Did I ever tell you when I
Little-
put
little bit of a
Tabasco in somebody's
stretch.
Coca-Cola?
No.
So do this.
Who did you hate?
Nobody. We were just fucking
Okay.
around
Oh,
at at Virtual World. But
I
put
was going to say,
Tabasco.
was it producer George?
No.
Okay,
No.
okay.
No, he would have liked it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But,
'Cause
but you put Tabasco in Coca-Cola and nobody can taste it because all the fizziness. But then when they burp, they're like,
what the fuck?
you got to do it.
Oh, that's priceless.
You got to do it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, yeah.
So how much are we talking about?
Not enough that you could see it at the bottom. And then
Okay.
you do need to make sure you stir it.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Wow.
yeah.
That's
Because if you don't, then the straw goes straight to the bottom. And
Oh
then
yeah, and all
the
they
Tabasco.
get is hot sauce, and no,
And that's messed up. But see, I like the kind of
see,
prank
that's
where,
a war crime.
Yeah.
That's an act of genocide.
Right.
It's not genocide, but yeah.
I like doing little harmless pranks like that where like when you burp you taste Tabasco. Like I kind of want to make I was talking to my daughter the other day about like I want to make a sorcerer whose only thing is dispel magic and counterspell. That's all he ever does. He's just
No.
yeah.
No.
Oh, you thought so, huh?
No.
Yeah. Oh, you're large now? No, you're not.
No. Fuck that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Magic the Gathering?
I bought her a starter pack.
Okay.
And one of my friends at work is very into Magic, and he's going to come over and teach her how to play it. So ask me that question in 6 months, and the answer will be yes.
Okay, because what you just described with that sorcerer is was back when I actually played the game back longer ago than I want to admit here in college. That was a part of the meta of like tournament gaming was a denial deck. I'm going to play a blue-white denial deck.
Oh, okay.
I summon this thing. No, you don't.
So you're just data
I'm
playing Stratego.
Yeah. Just no. Fuck you. No.
Stratagema. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, bing! No. And I hit you. No. And I hit you again. No. And the thing is, in a one-on-one game, it would be a very slow but very effective way to fuck somebody over.
Yeah, you're Floyd Mayweathering them to death.
Yeah. Winning on points.
Yeah.
Just like
I'm only hitting you.
I'm only hitting you for a little bit of damage at a time, but you're not going to get anything through on me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take you out. In a 5-person game.
There are 5-person games?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Multi-hand games.
Wow.
Now, I don't know how common they are anymore.
Sure.
But back when the game was young, and I was too, playing it in the dorm, that was how we did it. We'd have 4 or 5 people playing at a time.
Wow. Okay.
Mostly because if you actually got into a one-on-one game with some of the guys in my dorm, it was switchblades. They were brutal. It was awful. So like I didn't ever enjoy playing when there were fewer than 3 players.
Okay. Yeah.
But in a 4 or 5 person game, that blue-white denial deck basically would get you nuked in like turn 4. Because everybody at the table was like, no.
Yeah.
You can only counter enough of us. Like if we hit you early, you won't have enough mana to stop all of us. We're going to bury you.
Okay.
And then you'd get to sit and watch everybody else then, fall on each other.
See how it goes.
No, and
So
anyway.
back to Dune. The decline and rot of Empire. Essentially. Okay. And I'm stretching to get to the Rome thing, but you're saying it's more business. Yeah. There are shades of it.
There's shades of it. Again, like you said, it's the template for what we as Westerners think of when we think of Empire.
Okay.
And so I think now is a good place for us to put an intermission in the middle of this again.
Ooh. I just had a thought though with the Romans.
Yeah.
Alaric comes in with trained ass armies.
Yes.
That the Romans had always looked down on, and they're like, no, we have centurions. So Alaric is Paul, and the Goths and whatnot are the Fremen, and the centurions are the, what are they called again?
Sardaukar.
Those guys.
Could be. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a great that's a great historical analogy. I don't know how versed in all of the details of that history Herbert was, but that's for if you wanted to say, okay, look, you're a history type, I'm gonna explain Dune to you in terms that that's a great analogy.
Here's a bit of this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So cool. Okay, so do you have any recommendations for people this week?
No, this time around I do not.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep plugging bigblackdice.com.
Okay.
Go there. Teo Morgan runs a show called Diversity and Dragons. And just a small bit about Teo. I want to have him on our show and actually interview him because his story is fascinating. But essentially, he grew up in a rough circumstance, and D&D was a good escape for him. Okay. But he also is he's half black, half white.
Okay.
And I don't want to speak too much for him, but as we know, historically, D&D is a white boy club.
Yes.
And so the way that he came to it and navigated through it is quite fascinating, and he's made a show that is like deliciously subversive for me.
Okay.
And it's so much fun. If you get a chance to go see it,
Okay.
go see
yeah,
it.
no, I'm intrigued for sure.
As of this recording, I think there's still time to secure a ticket for, again, go to bigblackdice.com because there's a show that's on July 29th.
Okay. So
at 8
is
p.m.
this like a one-man show kind of thing?
No, he has people up there playing D&D with him.
Okay.
But it's not D&D, it's his system.
Okay.
But it borrows from D&D, but it also it's a very different system.
Okay.
And I mean he's got big black dice that he
Okay.
has audience members roll to
Nice.
determine
Okay.
things for people. And he's got maps and all kinds of stuff. There's costuming that happens.
Oh wow.
And
All
there's
right.
some very funny comedians who are a part of it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to recommend. Go see on Thursday, July 29th, Diversity and Dragons, and you can get to that via bigblackdice.com.
All right.
So next week I'll have books for you to read, but right now just at bigblackdice.com.
Very cool.
So yeah, where can people find you on the social medias?
I can be found on social media at Blaylock on Twitter. I can be found under the same address on Instagram. Sorry. had a blank there for a moment. And then on TikTok, I am Mr. Blaylock. Where can you be found?
You can find me at Duh Harmony on both the Insta and the Twitter. You can also find me every Tuesday night on twitch.tv/Capital Puns, 8:30 on Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. So we're still not doing any live shows just yet, but we will eventually get back out there. Essentially, I'm waiting until my kids get vaccinated. And hopefully there won't be Delta and Delta Plus variants that sidestep it for us. We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. But which seems to be the health plan of most school districts now. Is just cross your fingers and hope.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
hope is free.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me in those places. You can also find me at iMacPun, twitch.tv/iMacPun, if I recall correctly. Because I and my friend Ian put out a show every Thursday, although I think we're switching to monthly now. But every every Friday, we put out a show about Scopely's Marvel Strike Force.
Okay.
And they just had Pride Month. It's winding to a close. Interestingly, Iceman became much more accessible, which was really cool.
Okay.
I love
Nice.
Iceman.
Yeah.
And they tried and failed miserably.
I saw your Facebook post about this.
To be inclusive. So all the characters that they've made easier for you are characters that are queer and or were queer coded a long time ago. And mostly queer. Iceman, Phyla-Vell, Moondragon, because those two are lovers.
Yeah.
Iceman, I believe, Kitty Pryde also.
Okay.
Pride Month. You know.
Yeah, all right.
Also, she has come out as bi. And I want to say,
Mystique?
oddly enough, no.
is-
She's like the most gender fluid
the
character.
mutant poster being for
Right.
gender fluidity.
Nope.
Like,
I do think Jubilee. I could be wrong though. No,
Okay.
I can't find Jubilee to save my goddamn life. Actually, no. So not Jubilee. And then also not Loki.
yeah.
So they're stepping on their tails a
Okay.
little bit. They
a little bit. Yeah.
clearly
Well,
didn't consult
yeah, stepping on something.
me. Yeah.
Okay.
And then so what they can do though in the game is you can create tags for characters. So like what team this character belongs
Yeah.
to. So
Yeah.
the Infinity Watch or the Avengers or the Secret
X-Men
Avengers or the
or
X-Men or the Uncanny
X-Force
X-Men or
or whatever.
X-Force,
Okay.
Hydra, Shield,
Okay.
shit like that. And some players have, or some characters have like 4 or 5 things.
Tags. Yeah.
Well, all the ones that were made easy, they were given the tag of quirky, which I like that term. They did bad, but I like the term. And that's all I need to say on that. Just quirky. What they meant was queer. But they said quirky. I need to look up and see if America Chavez is.
Did they think somehow that we don't want to use that term because
they don't want to upset the whiny piss boys is what it is, but they also wanted to throw a bone to the more quiet to the more quiet and used to getting scraps
LGBTQ community. Yeah.
And so what they did was
half-assed it.
Yeah, it's one of those. They walked down the middle of the road.
Less than half a loaf. No, you know what? That's not middle. No, fuck that. No. Speaking, I've already said I'm a moderate. I'm really genuinely a moderate. That's not the middle of the fucking road. I know what the middle of the road is. That
ain't it.
That ain't it. That's chicken shit. That's the worst kind of token. Oh look, no, fuck that.
You know what? Mystique is actually quirky. Here's a list of characters who are quirky.
I love.
Yeah. Iceman,
quirky.
Yo-Yo, Phyla-Vell, Falcon, Luke Cage, Iron Man, Hawkeye, Spider-Man, Killmonger, Deadpool.
Wait, back up.
Yeah, I know.
Back up. Luke Cage?
He's not though. That's the thing. So they're not even really.
They're not even really committing.
No. It goes more Iron Man,
camouflage.
Hawkeye, Spider-Man, Killmonger, Deadpool, Mystique, Ant-Man, Miles Morales, Elektra, Domino, America Chavez, Miss Marvel, Kitty Pryde, Gamora, Stature, Negasonic. She was easier to get to.
Yeah.
Mantis, Rocket Raccoon, Shatterstar Toad, Drax, Misty Knight, Moondragon, Moon Knight.
Okay, so they're either queer or part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Or there's plenty of here that aren't. You got Miles Morales and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Multiple Man, which I completely believe, just because he can make multiple of himself. Why not explore all of it? Jubilee and Star-Lord.
Wait. Yeah. No, hold on. If he does that, again, I get back to Heinlein's question. Does that count as a homosexual act, or is it just masturbation?
Well, so I would come back to this. Define what a homosexual act is.
Okay. I guess Webster would say a sexual act with somebody of the same sex or gender.
Okay, fair.
And or gender.
Then all masturbation is a homosexual act.
Good point. All right. Yeah.
Unless you say with an other.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that way of parsing it.
Yeah.
Headed at me.
Yeah. You're like, oh,
okay. No, I see where the crosshairs are going to fall on this one. Okay. Yep. But yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Right. Here at A Geek History of Time, we answer the hard questions. Until they're soft. So. Anyway, those are the places you can find me.
Yeah.
Quirky as it might be.
Yeah.
So.
Quirky.
Cool.
Come on.
Okay, so if people want to take us on corporately, where can they find
us? Yes. If you want to hit us as an aggregate, we can be found on Twitter at Geek History Time. We can also be found online at geekhistorytime.com if you want to go to the website, where you will be able to find all of the episodes of the podcast that have been published so far. Of course, please subscribe, whatever application it is you found us through. Please hit the subscribe button.
Yep.
Give us a review. Give us 5 stars. God knows I've done the research for Dune. Please throw me a bone here. Not like a quirky bone, please, but
he's a married man.
Throw me something. Yeah.
But
yeah. So give us those 5 stars. And that's all I've got.
Cool. Well, then in that case, for A Geek History of Time, I'm Damian Harmony.
I'm Ed Blaylock. And until next time, keep rolling 20s.